you're late, everyone knows who made the mistake. It doesn't get lost in the flow. It was also like baseball in that there were many at-bats, many plays, and no matter what mistakes he made on one dish, he had to turn around and keep cooking for the rest of the night. And it was hard work. You're moving fast for hours, like you're sprinting, and you're cutting yourself, burning yourself, and your back hurts. It's brutally, brutally hard work, physically and mentally, and that's what sports teach you, to work your ass off. I was definitely ready to work hard. As I said, Sam is a badass. He worked in the kitchen for free, getting paid in the form of a free room in the chef's apartment and meals in the restaurant. They threw me a little pocket money, but basically I got paid in knowledge. He couldn't get a work permit, and the authorities eventually made him leave, but by then the ball was rolling. Through boatloads of hard work, he'd discovered a passion and a talent in himself that he hadn't known he had, and he'd started developing it into the skill that would shape his entire career. What blows your hair back? If you are going to live extreme you need to know what that looks like for you. But let's be real, for most people it's not that obvious. In hindsight, Sam's years of baseball training were perfect preparation for a restaurant kitchen. But who knew? His enthusiasm for food and his summer job at a Chicago restaurant had nurtured his passion to be a chef, but he hadn't been aware of it. He had even told the chef in Vienna that he wanted to learn to cook only so his family could eat well at home. He discovered his extreme chef over time by allowing his curiosity to be his guide, by following what grabbed him, and by working his ass off at the opportunities he chose to pursue. He took off the baseball uniform, and then, just because the opportunity came along and it spoke to him somehow, he tried on the chef's apron. Then he checked himself out, took a fresh look in the existential mirror, and what he saw was someone who fit into the high-pressure team environment of the kitchen and loved the game of gourmet cooking. For Sam, checking himself out revealed new skills and a possible career path. But sometimes for some people, it reveals not a formal skill, but rather a new way of approaching situations, a different way of bringing one's personality into the world. For me, one critical moment came when I was fresh out of university. Working our first full-time jobs, my girlfriends and I grew tired of the typical Friday night grubby gathering at the pub. We dreamed of dressing up in sexy evening dresses and going to a glamorous dance party. I could picture the night in my head, the hot guys in tuxes, some decent champagne to kick the night off instead of the marquise spew that we had become accustomed to drinking in college, and of course, some bloody good fun on the dance floor. Now that we were out of university, though, we hit an obstacle. There were no formal social events being organized for us anymore. Still, I couldn't let go of the mental picture I had of my friends and me dressed up in our fab dresses at a ball. Finally, I thought, what the hell are we waiting for? Nobody else is going to do this for us. Let's friggin' make it happen for ourselves. I started drawing up a project plan. Some people, I figured, would buy tickets for a glam event, but it would be more broadly appealing if we were raising money for, let's say, a charity supporting cancer research. Then I put out the word to my friends and asked who would pitch in. I still have a scrapbook of all the planning memos. I deputized 10 friends as ticket sellers, with a free ticket offered as a prize to whoever sold the most, and I sent out frequent email updates on the sales standings. I found someone to help us hire a band, someone else to take photographs that we could offer for sale, and others with more event experience to hire coat check attendants and a bouncer. We had to be sure not to trash the rented room. I printed up tickets and receipts and convinced my bank to let me open a separate account just for the event. A friend had a friend who would handle the decorations, lots of balloons, and to keep it all moving forward, I scheduled and ran the meetings, always including plenty of beers for motivation, and cheered everyone on. Sample email from 21-year-old me. Hi there, all budding ticket sellers. The decision has been made and there's no stopping us now. The ball is going ahead, so we have one hell of a lot of work to do to sell those 200